The world is full of scum. You'll receive scam calls like every week or month if you are targeted. The scamming is not limited to our everyday life, but also the world of martial arts. It's haunted by it. You go to your local martial arts academy and you find a black belt instructor. That doesn't mean he's legit. Here we have some of the fake mixed martial artists who were exposed by real fighters out there. So without any further ado, let's get started. I bet you remember QUIROZ, who was haunted by BJJ police in New York. If you don't, let's start from the beginning because this way it's more fun. In 2015, QUIROZ opened his martial arts gym and announced himself as the black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. A lot of innocent people came to him to learn some skills, but to find out if he has some proficiencies, the BJJ police came to check up on him. They told him to grapple with a professional named Mike Palladino, but just when he realized it is the Mike Palladino, he simply refused to go head-on-head with him. When they found out that he was a scam, his entire gym was shut down. But let's take things up a notch and talk about all of the unfortunate students that graduated under the shadow of QUIROZ. This video was uploaded by BJJ Police. In this video, you'll see some dumb students practicing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But before you go and conclude something, all of these dumbs are trained under the sham QUIROZ. The guys in purple are the students, and the other is the master, QUIROZ. This is the exercise they've been doing, which feels like a warm-up to me. But let's jump into the real action. Every single thing that they are doing is wrong. They're making fun of themselves in front of the other people around. Even a newbie white belt can easily destroy each one of them. These are all purple and blue belts, but the way they're training feels like some rival little kids are trying to mock each other. This is a real shame to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. A lot of thanks to the BJJ police for bringing out scammers like these. You may call this master a UFC Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, but to me, he's a KFC black belt, while some may call him the SPRAIN master. This spammer black belt was exposed by a YouTuber, Justin Farewell. FYI, Justin was a purple belt in the field of BJJ by the time he exposed him. But let's sequentially start this story. Justin Farewell went on a one-on-one with the black belt in his gym. After some rolling around and beating the black belt badly, he came up with a leg injury. To save his skin, he told him that he had just gotten his leg sprained, but he wasn't leaving him just for that. He knew that he was no black belt because a black belt will never lose from a purple belt. He asked him about his coach from who he attained his black belt, but he changed the topic, saying next time he'll bring his black belt with himself. But Justin told him that he can buy a black belt on eBay and that it's no big deal, but he laughed it all away. The funniest part of all this is that the more and more he gets exposed, his pain gets worse. What would you do if you were a fake black belt and you're asked about your background? I hope not something like this guy. This guy claims that he's a black belt in 2 different martial arts styles, but he won't reveal which. The hilarious part is that he got his black belts when he was disabled under the same condition Dana White of the UFC has suffered from. For those who don't know, Dana White was diagnosed with a neurological disorder in his teens. Due to this, he couldn't keep on fighting. But this fraud is still a black belt in 2 different styles. This fraud is named Jason Blaha. When he was asked about his black belts, he simply refused by saying that a professional attacker might attack him if he shares all the details about it. He might get attacked. He's a scumbag. But this guy is better than the others on this list because he claims to be a black belt, but at least he doesn't instruct martial arts. He won't go around creating his gyms and fooling other people. But once a fraud, always a fraud, that's for sure. Here we have another fraud, David Lang. He claims to be a black belt under Coach Waleed Ismail. He had a certificate that showed he's graduated under the supervision of Waleed Ismail in Brazil. But when Ismail came to know about this fraud, he simply refused to acknowledge he knew him. He also said that he deserved to be in jail. "This guy faked my signature on his certificate," he said. "Faking a signature is a high-class crime. No one should fake someone's signature." He also said that he's not graduated under him. If that isn't enough to prove, we have Giva Santana. Giva Santana is an MMA professional fighter who is a 4th-degree black belt from Brazil. When asked, "Do you know David Long?" he said he keeps hearing this name and that he's affiliated to many academies, but he never met this black belt. Black belts are rare, so if they live in the same city, you would know all of their names. This guy, total fraud. It's not like all the fakers are black belts. When someone comes around you and says, "I'm a purple belt," that doesn't mean they're legit because they can be in any form. But that doesn't mean you go around challenging a real belt holder. He'll eat you alive if you're not at his level. The person over there with the box claims to be a purple belt, while the others are trying to expose him. At first, he won't agree to fight with them. He would request them to take it slow. The MMA fighter gave him a lot of respect. At last, they go down crawling on themselves. He also requested not to record the fight, but they promised him they won't upload it on YouTube. Just when the fight got started, the fighter taught him a real lesson. They knew he was fake, so the guy offered him 10 free days to check them out and will teach him some basics. The fighter was humble to him. Meet Alex Vamos, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt who set out to pretend a white belt, but in fact, he was the real deal. When he changed his belt and went out, they put him to do some beginner digs. When he went out to fight, he showed them their real place. And it shouldn't come as a surprise because he's a black belt while the others are white belts. But things get interesting when a purple belt tries to get under his skin. When they saw him dominating, they were amazed. They had a small discussion, and they were sure he was a professional because a newbie on his first day can't defeat a purple belt. He defeated so many purple belts. At last, he reveals himself, telling everyone that he's a black belt. I know that he didn't expose anyone and was just playing around with them, but I thought it'd be fun to put in the video. I'm sorry to say, guys, but you've reached the end of our video. If you want to learn martial arts and you don't know if your instructor is legit or not, then all you need to do is go through his history, his coaches, the academies he attended, and browse the internet if he has ever fought with someone. Don't forget to add your thoughts about this scum in the comments section and share your thoughts with the world. If you enjoyed our video, then press the like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.